Look, I'll be honest. I don't even really want to do this video because at this point, if you still think this thing's going to the moon, I think you have a learning disability.
But as you can see here, the trajectory of the rocket doesn't seem to be going straight up, you know?
I think that, like TVs and phones and computers and stuff, they're kind of eerily similar to, like scrying mirrors used by witches, you know?
Blasey posed a fake pandemic, you know that story. People like Jeffrey Epstein, it's now public record, were involved as early as 2017 in setting up the scheme of this great pandemic.
3 weird facts about all billionaire houses that I've worked in. I'm a Finnish carpenter out in Hawaii doing almost strictly billionaire houses. Listen to these facts about their houses.
Europe, check it out, family. 2026, the veil is gone.
Yet another sphere. This one was captured at a music festival, the Tecate Pal Norte Festival in Monterrey, Mexico. Seen by quite a few people. Some thought it was a joke. But, I mean, what's a joke when you see something like this flying through the air?
Welcome back to the Wizard's Fish. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. Just wanted to address something. I'm sure, well, a couple of you have been asking. I'm sure a lot of you have been wondering what's the deal with my eyebrows or the lack thereof. I do have some eyebrows, you can see just a little bit. But back in 2009, I got diagnosed with the ugly C word. Actually had it twice, but I did like 3.5 years of treatments roughly. And then ever since the chemotherapy, my eyebrows and hair haven't really grown back. So yeah, that's kind of the deal with that. Doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. But yeah, I just figured I'd address it because I'm sure a lot of you have been wondering. But anyways, on with the show. I got some good clips lined up for today. And as always, viewer discretion is advised. And everything that you see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. Get into it.
It's pretty sad, but not surprising. I gotta go to a European news studio to find this footage, especially since both these people are American. Check this out.
Blasey posed a fake pandemic, you know that story. People like Jeffrey Epstein, it's now public record, were involved as early as 2017 in setting up the scheme of this great pandemic for some investors to make a fortune, such as Bill Gates. Epstein and Bill Gates discussed, matter of public record, of how to get rid of the poor people.
But we were all just crazy, right? Y'all stay safe.
For entertainment purposes only.
In 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt sought to protect the Grand Canyon from timber and mining operations. Explorer G.E. Kincaid, anticipating the closure, mounted an expedition to the area to find minerals. But what he discovered there was something completely unexpected. Approximately 40 miles upriver from El Tovar Crystal Canyon, Kincaid observed unusual sediment stains, and upon investigation found a cavern entrance with steps leading to it, suggesting a man-made structure. Inside, Kincaid found writings on the walls not in English or Native American scripts, but in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. This finding suggested a historical connection far beyond local or known civilizations.
But you can't go
The
there.
cave system revealed a vast underground city, estimated to house up to 50,000 people, complete with granaries, cooking areas, and artifacts, indicating a sophisticated society with knowledge of metalwork and possibly agriculture. Among the findings were granaries with preserved seeds, tools made of copper indicating a lost art of hardening the metal, and various artifacts that pointed to a technologically advanced civilization. The complexity of the cave system with engineered passageways and rooms challenged contemporary understandings of ancient civilizations in North America. Kincaid's findings led to a Smithsonian expedition led by Professor S.A. Jordan, which further explored the cave system, uncovering a central chamber with a statue resembling Buddha, hinting at a cultural amalgamation or influence from distant lands. The artifacts and the layout of the cave suggested a deliberate, sophisticated design, contradicting the notion of an isolated or primitive local civilization. Despite significant discoveries, mainstream researchers and the Smithsonian have labeled the account as a hoax and dismissing the claims of an advanced civilization predating Native Americans in the Grand Canyon, and the possibility of ancient transoceanic contacts that might have influenced pre-Columbian American civilizations. Any and all attempts to further explore or validate Kincaid's findings face governmental restrictions, with areas off limits for exploration. This remarkable discovery aligns with local tribal legends, such as those of the Hopi, suggesting a historical basis for tales of ancient peoples and non-human entities emerging from the Grand Canyon, blending myth with tangible archaeological intrigue.
3 weird facts about all billionaire houses that I've worked in. I'm a finished carpenter out in Hawaii doing almost strictly billionaire houses. Listen to these facts about their houses. Number 1, they all use entirely copper plumbing. Only copper. When you look into copper benefits, it makes a lot of sense why they do it. Copper
Not surprised.
Material, so it naturally just cleanses the water as it's flowing through the pipes. I mean, they literally use copper in hospital settings because of its antibacterial properties. Copper blocks EMF and it's good for brain development. And there's a ton of other health benefits, just check it out. But number 2, I never have reception in their houses. Ever in any of their houses. As soon as I go into the neighborhood, my phone starts going lower in reception. When I'm in their house, my phone is acting like I'm in the middle of a desert. It has the little satellite logo in the top corner. I can't receive messages. I can't listen to music, so I have to download music online. Pretty interesting that the richest people in the world all have houses that don't naturally pick up 5G or any of these cell phone tower frequencies, which should tell you a little bit about the frequencies in themselves if the richest don't have them in their house. Another random thing, when their grass dies, they just spray it with spray paint. I thought that was funny. Bonus fact for staying here, they always have people working on their house all the time, all throughout the day. There's always landscapers, there's always people cleaning the pool. Everything about them is always completely immaculate. Nothing has a chance to even look dead or look like it's decaying at all. Everything looks brand new all of the time. Extra fact, they want humans creating all of their things, so they have custom woodworking on everything. Nothing really is made in a factory. If they have a statue, it's handmade. If they have a painting, it's hand painted. If they have furniture, it's handmade. Everything is handmade. And if you ask me, it's because they understand the alchemy of it. They understand the energy. They want craftsmen doing every individual aspect of their house. Let me know if you have any questions on the billionaire houses.
Why is the floor moving like this in Texas? Why is this thing moving like it's alive, like it's breathing? Nah, these people were creating a trail for their horses with their tractor, and their tractor started moving like it was a waterbed. So they got out and was like, what is going on here? So they had to dig it up to see what this is, because it's weird. Why is it moving like this? Y'all gotta see what this thing is, bro. It looks like some type of, I don't know, bro, but the whole trail is full of it. They don't know where it came from because it was never like that before. And then all of a sudden, look at this. What is that? It looks like some jello, some pudding.
I wonder if it's oil field related.
It's so big, bro. Like, how do you find something like this? How does something like this happen, bro? It's like the earth is like melting or something like that. And they say it's hot too. And then remember, with all this flood that's happening, like the water's coming up from underneath the ground, bro. And remember about the mud floods, the Great Tartarian mud floods? It looked like that, right? The earth is changing right beneath us, bro. Let me know down in the comments below what this is, bro. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it, man. Peace out.
After removing a lot of clay, there was a lot of sand and water, as you'll see in a second. But we're not sure, is this safe for the animals to be around? Do we need to fence off this area completely? We would really like to get y'all's advice in the comments. See right here, it is just like pudding or jello. It's such a weird consistency. Let us know what y'all think. Is this sinking sand?
Every time I see a video about the GATE program, that shit sends me down another rabbit hole. Because what did those people do to us? Let me ask you something. Were you in the GATE program growing up? The gifted and talented program. Yeah, I was too. And I'm not gonna lie, the older I get, the more that shit don't sit with me. Because think about it, how the hell did they know at 8 years old that you were gifted? And yeah, don't say because you read good or you was good in math. I was good in all of them. But the shit don't make sense. And don't act like you don't remember, they used to pull us out the classroom and give you different work. Watch you a little closer than everybody else. That shit wasn't normal. That was observation. I heard somebody say, remember when they made you put the earphones on your ear and listen to those sounds? You remember that shit? What was that? Like, was they programming us? Like, what was it? And this is where the shit gets crazy. What about the theory they had that kids were being tested for psychic abilities? That shit was never about smart kids. That shit was about identifying certain minds early. The shit that spooks me out right now to this day is the mole on the left arm shit. If you have a mole on your left arm, you was in the gifted and talented program. I have a mole on my left arm. I remember being in the gifted and talented program. That shit was like a physical marker. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Educational purposes only. But what was the CIA doing? What were they trying to accomplish? They wasn't teaching you. They were studying you. Mind you, I remember being in that program. My mom's always talked about it because she like, yo, my son is smarter than everybody. This ain't the first video I made about this. I made other videos about this. But it's like every time I see a video about this, I have to say something because this shit, I just don't, I don't understand this shit. What did they do, man? Why did they have us in that program? I'm out.
I always thought school was useless.
Reprograms your subconscious mind. This is why you remember the lyrics, because it's stored within your subconscious. 90% of your behavior is manifested from the programs within your subconscious. Listening to negative music, you are programming your subconscious mind to manifest negativity. Music is frequency, and frequency is the only thing that can go inside of you without your consent, affecting your cells and your water structure no matter what. Saying positive things has a positive effect on your cells and water. Saying negative things has a negative effect. Music changes your intent, emotional state and thoughts. This is why you become sad when you listen to a slow beat song. We're not meant to be listening to music with choruses. Repetitive beats and loops within music create thought loops within your mind. In nature,
mantras.
Everything is transforming. There is no chorus within nature. Our mind should be constantly evoluting. Link is in the bio for the paperback book of wisdom. There is.
So I came across this video on my TikTok page and I thought it was quite interesting. Now, imagine if we was all made of frequencies. This is what it would look like if all the frequencies was put together. So as you can see, there's 6 different frequencies, and when you put them all together, it starts to make an image as like what you can see. But then when you change the order of how these frequencies are aligned, look what happens next. You know, you start to see the age in a human. Now imagine if this is what we are all made of, just energy and frequency. Crazy, innit?
You guys, oh my God, watch this.
Just a heads up, throughout Texas right now, you're seeing on the highways, disaster relief, I guess, drill tomorrow. I've been telling you guys that something interesting, I felt like something interesting was going to happen near Dallas. And today we're seeing this happen, not just in North Texas, but throughout Texas. You're seeing a disaster relief drill, practice drill, they say.
I wonder if it's related to that gooey stuff.
If there is something going on, do you think that these governments or these politicians would tell you that something was going to happen to you? No, they wouldn't want to scare you, but they would practice just in case. So if you're seeing this video, go to my main page, Cavell Kavan, watch those videos about the disaster relief, and then come back to this video to see, hey, maybe we're on to something. Peace and love, and I'm out.
Can anybody recognize that country? I suck with geography, so if you could tell me, I'd like to look it up myself. That definitely looks like a portal to the sky. Definitely being guarded.
They're always planted. I dated a reptilian.
Really? No way. Wait, so
man.
break that down.
It was the craziest year of my life. So this was 2014.
Okay.
So I was remote viewing, awakened, and started doing what I was doing in 2010. It was like they targeted me. They wanted to take me down and out before I got to this point, basically.
Right.
So they planted this reptilian shapeshifter man in my life. It was just like, oh wow, like so synchronistic. I actually met him at a hippie festival, believe it or not. It was just so wild. And he had like weird abilities. Like he could be looking this way and hear someone walking behind him and explain exactly who that person is and what they look like and probably what they do for a living. Pretty much a year into it, I was like hosting this like party at my house, and I like got up on this chair to get something from like a tall cupboard. He comes over to me to like help me down. He looks at me and he's like, "You're mine, right? Like you are my woman." As he says that, his like steel blue eyes shift into full yellow slits reptilian eyes. And it was like everything came all into the light in that one moment. And I looked at him and he said, "Oh my God, are you okay? It looks like you've seen a ghost." And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And immediately I'm like, I need to get as far away from this man as possible. And one of the things that they're able to do, right, these reptilians, it's like spell casting. Like they are able to completely put you under this spell or trance or illusion. Like he even spell casted my whole family. Like they loved him, thought he was this great guy, like had no idea how manipulative and gaslighting and abusive and like possessive he was the whole time. I didn't even know. And it took me like a solid 3 to 5 years to fully break the spell.
That's crazy. Long time.
Did you know his family? Did you meet his family?
No, never. He was one of those reptilians who like wanted to impregnate as many women as possible as well. There's this weird thing where they just want to like spread their seed and like make little fucking reptilian babies. And
Well,
like,
you know who that
Sounds like Mr. Epstein.
Him.
Epstein.
He was doing that. Here's the thing about the cats. So you said your cats hated him.
Oh yeah.
So cats are actually the guardians of the underworld,
The
right?
spirit realm, yeah.
Spirit realm.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Do you know what movie that is? Sleepwalkers.
That could be some type of like reptilian backstory
They
too.
shapeshifted.
Have you ever seen Sleepwalkers?
No, never.
They're shapeshift.
It's a good movie.
They turn into these cat-like beings, which I think they were masking as really reptilians.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's duality, right? So
Sick
that's
man.
why we have cats and dogs. So dogs are the guardians of this realm,
Yeah.
right?
No
Cats, they're very pretentious. They're very like,
Yeah.
do I like you? Do I not? And if they don't, then they're like, okay, your spirit or whatever it is,
Right.
I'm not
Energy
fucking
is
with
off.
it.
I ain't gonna
Crazy.
hold you. I'm a dog person.
Yeah, I'm a dog person too.
I got cats.
This video proves that the world has been reset multiple times, and it's only a depiction of the mud flood itself. Check this out.
I am way up this canyon. See how thick the brush is? Like no one comes up here. And that's when I found the most mysterious place I've ever found. And I'm gonna attempt to climb up there. But I just put my pack down. There's a room here, a room there.
Definitely not natural.
There is a beautiful,
Oh, damn.
beautiful room. Whoa.
Those acoustics are awesome.
That is gorgeous. Original paint. Holy crap.
Probably all sacred geometry.
And it's so mysterious. Like, look at the flood layer.
So right there, he's depicting on how high up the flood was or took place years ago.
We're way up in this canyon. And you can tell the flood layer was right up to here, all the way along. But look at that. The original paint. Look how gorgeous that is.
I love
this.
old stuff like that.
This is the most hidden ancient church
Okay, so he's calling it a church. I personally don't think it's a church, right? We've been programmed whenever we see these type of structures to call them churches, but they were called cathedrals, right? That at one point, once again, like if we talked in the past, right, that they were able to have free energy and that everything was in sync with the universe, right? That's why you see a lot of cymatic patterns, right? But he's calling it a church, right? But they were called cathedrals, and I'm sure they were used for something much greater than quote unquote church. Not not bringing up religion or anything like that, right? But I think there's a lot of knowledge that has been lost through time.
In Turkey, and the sound resonance, if that's what you call it. Look at that, just like that other spot over there. They're key-shaped holes up there. Wow. Unreal. Most beautiful place yet.
Europe, check it out, family. 2026, the veil is gone. Keep saying that. I really believe giants walked around this motherfucker, because how you explain that? And this ain't AI. This location is in South Dakota. And the name of this mountain is called Horse Mountain. Do y'all research. Sometimes y'all need to do y'all own fucking research. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment on Phonograve. Shit is crazy.
I'm going to expose this national security threat right now. This is called Romax wire. Here's the national security threat. This wire now can carry not only alternating current to turn your lights on and everything else, but it also can carry data. So while everybody's worried about cellular data being stolen on your cell phone, there's another narrative playing out. It's called misdirection. If you've ever been married, you know exactly what that is. They simply don't need RF or cell towers. They can go right through the wiring now. Check this out. So all those fires in California, they're like, how are they starting? How are they starting? And the trees aren't getting burnt. Well, what happened was someone got into the network and then got to the meters, and the meters threw spikes to all the appliances, overloaded all the appliances, and breakers only work the opposite way.
Probably DEWs as well.
This appliance malfunctions, it's going to throw the breaker, but when there's a power surge coming the other way, the breakers don't get thrown, and that's what's just spiked every appliance in all those houses, and that's why you've seen them just burn down one after the other. So here's the national security threat. The national security threat is if it can send data through the wires, it can overload all of these smart appliances, turn on cameras, turn off cameras. You're in denial if you think that this refrigerator doesn't have a camera in it. How do you think it texts you when you need milk? Look, dude, if you don't believe this stuff, you're simply in something called denial, man. You know? You gotta pay attention to what the F you're doing, or they're gonna get you.
So it didn't take long for them to be caught out with the moon mission. Watch this plane. Did you see that? Watch this again. Watch the plane. Gone. Let's zoom in because I really want you to see this. Keep watching. Where did that plane just go? Let's watch it again and slow it down this time. Keep watching.
Definitely a green screen.
Strange. Planes just disappear like that behind rockets, do they? Keep watching. That's not real. So yeah, 50 years later and all this advancement in technology and they still can't get it right. Watch this one more time just for good measure. A disappearing plane. Just for entertainment though, beautiful people. Clearly the moon mission's real. I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
Okay, this is Men in Black. This was obviously hidden in plain sight. So look right here, you're gonna see a plane. That's a plane.
same spot. 2 smokestacks? You cannot tell me that's a coincidence.
Do you remember the day you were born?
No, but I remember when the earth would open and I crawled out of hell.
It would explain a lot about the younger generation.
I take it back. I don't think the Gen Alphas are Gen X squared anymore. I think they're in that last chapter of the Bible, though.
Look, I'll be honest. I don't even really want to do this video because at this point, if you still think this thing's going to the moon, I think you have a learning disability. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm really not, because it was so censored at one point. It was so censored and you couldn't find good information, but it's littered over the internet now. You can find really good information telling you that there's a firmament and that the earth is flat and stationary. It can't go anywhere. That's why it's flying horizontally, my friends. You might want to get tested for a learning disability. Not to mention a learning disability, but you have zero awareness of being mocked. They're literally mocking you. These are the names of the astronauts. Reed Wiseman, Christine A. Koch, Christ in a Cock, Victor Glover, and well, Jay Ramey. And I actually wonder if they're giving a little nod to me there. A nod to the guy that is exposing all of their lies every day, all of the time. He's got a nice butt chin there. Yeah, sure, these are all their names and there's no mockery going on because they love their phallic symbols and mockery, and it's always right in your face. Right in your face. But why would they lie? The lie would have to be so big and so many people would have to be in on it, and I don't really understand the point. What's the point? Well, the point is they're making you think you're an evolved chimp spinning on a ball in endless space. And if you think that, well, then you're stuck in the world of science fiction actually, but you don't realize that you live in a spiritual realm and there's a spiritual war going on, and there's a bunch of fallen angels here that are deceiving you. In so many ways your head would spin if you actually knew the truth.
He's not wrong.
The lie was always about just hiding our Heavenly Father, but no, it's about hiding the fallen angels that are literally here in flesh, shape-shifting to character. They're all your favorite athletes who used to be someone else that you worshipped in a different way. Take a look. Oh, here's even more athletes. Yeah. Mickey Mantle, Christian McCaffrey, Houdini, Joe Burrow, Larry Hagman from I Dream of Jeannie, Tom Brady, H.P. Lovecraft, and Mike L. Phelps. Some dude who made the Pony Express, Alexander somebody, and, Taylor Swift's boy, whatever, Travis Kelce. MJ and Jackie Robinson. Oh, and Wilt, who became Kobe, who became Myles Garrett. They're your favorite TV star comedians. Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers and Michael Scott. You can't see that. They're all your favorite musicians. If you can't see Tom Petty literally is Ed Helms, or that Keith Whitley is Hugh Jackman, or that Tucker Wetmore, like you're not wet anymore if you use a bail to bail it out. Dale Earnhardt, Morgan Wallen. I mean, come on, people.
So first Kristi Noem gets fired, and now Attorney General Pam Bondi is gone. Out of here. I told y'all before, them Epstein files got a lot of people nervous. Allegedly, they're saying that Trump fired Pam Bondi late last night. If the story is right, they're saying that while he was firing her, she was begging for a job. Please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. Allegedly, they're saying that Trump was tired. She wasn't moving fast enough. They're saying that Trump wanted her to prosecute his political opponents. Would you look at this shit here? She dedicated a whole, not even 14 months to the cause, and you see how the cause let her go? How crazy is it that you get fired via a Truth Social post? It's right here. Pam Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully serves as the Attorney General over the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across the country, with murders plummeting their lowest since the 1900s. We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important job in the private sector, to be announced at a date in the near future. And our Deputy Attorney General and very talented and respected legal mind, Tara Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. You know the rest. Fired.
I think that, like TVs and phones and computers and stuff, they're kind of eerily similar to, like scrying mirrors used by witches, you know?
Not similar, the exact same.
So you got the television, where they tell a vision, right? And on their television, they have some broadcasting of spells, yeah? And then they got the channels, kind of like channeling of spells. Got the programs, the mental programming, you know? Devices. It just so happens that the notorious druid wizards made their wands from Hollywood. Oh, the wood of a holly tree. That's a cool coincidence there. You know? You got your cell phone, prison cell, with your lock screen, you know? Got the internet, networking, you know? What are you using net for? I think you use a net to catch people, you know, kind of to trap people. A web site, kind of like a spider web, you know, also used to trap things. Monitor, who are they monitoring? A server? Who are we serving? What are we serving, you know? Why is it called a firewall? Why is it called a freaking mouse? You know, don't they test on mice in labs? And you got your keyboard. Key to what? You know, what doors am I opening with my keyboard, you know?
The English language is, I'm pretty certain, all witchcraft and all trickery. I'm pretty certain it was designed to imprison everybody.
What are these keys leading to, you know? Am I onto something, or am I schizo? Am I schizo? Oh, I'm back on schizogram. He's totally schizo. Oh, take your meds, bro. Take your meds.
You're witnessing the birth of a conspiracy theorist. I mean, you never know. Keep an open mind, I always say. You never know. There are some coinky dinks in this world, but I wouldn't be worried too much about the television or the cell phone. When I was his age, I was wondering, why do you drive in a parkway, but you park in a driveway? You ever think about that? Anyway, guys, there's way more important things to worry about. Okay, it's like get your successful quickly because the financial gap is widening. And I don't know if you guys have paid attention to this lately, but there's something going on called the conflict of Iran. The Iran war, folks, could be detrimental to your future. So again, I would be paying real close attention to who you elect next election, if we can even get to one.
Also think of banks, like river banks, cash flows, currency. Like man, you could literally go on forever. Like that's what I mean. Like our entire language is just, I'm pretty certain it's all witchcraft.
You ready to learn the truth about the Mormon religion? Oh, this is deep.
The Mormon Church is the American Vatican. Started by Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith was a Freemason raised by a Freemason. The name of the Mormon territory is the Deseret, which means honeybee. The beehive is a prominent Freemason symbol. The foundations of Mormonism are Masonic. This is Masonic culture by another name. How can you really separate the two? Joseph Smith was deeply into the occult and witchcraft. He used a crystal ball and seer stones. And he was definitely a PDF. He ran for president and wanted to start a central bank. After his death, Brigham Young took over. And he brings them young too. He led the Mormons to Zion. They knew that the real natives were Israelites, many of which had become deluded. They went into Mexican territory, but the land had been ceded to the US around the same time. You see, the Spanish had a tiny force policing the area until the clones could take over. See? Then they just started bringing the incubator babies in mass with the Perpetual Immigrating Fund. Then they took part in the local slave trade. Look. They then amassed a massive mutant force and began to occupy a massive area. You know who was there. You know who you're dealing with. Is it coming together yet? The Seal of Solomon. It's used to control demons, or genies, jinn, programs. It's widespread. The Masonic symbol is a derivative. And again, we get this common adoption grooming theme to train the clones as kids and use them for stuff like this. Then we get the Council of 50, a secretive group filled with Masons and non-Mormons. They sought to advance the Mormon agenda and world government. But first you gotta get rid of the remnant and the hybrids. Yeah, they wanted Utah, but they really wanted Nevada and California. They knew it was the Holy Land, but they came for the gold. They developed so much power that their women could vote 50 years before the rest of the women in the country. But that was only to stifle the black vote. Feminism itself was created to combat black political power. You see who funded Women's Lib. This entire religion was fabricated to occupy the real Holy Land. The gold, the culture, the DNA of the host. They knew what they were coming for and they knew where they were going. It is a clan, not a bloodline, that spans the whole world. They have infiltrated all the bloodlines, usurped all the cultures, and inverted everything. And then they try to guide the resets. The original class of clones knew. The ones today are mostly oblivious. Whether it be Drake in New Albion or Hernan Cortez, they were coming for the same things. Cities of gold, and the people of light that made them. Who do you know that rug pulls like this? Over-leveraging and embezzling. And who do you know gets away with it? Here we go again. Guided reset. It's always the same clan controlling the controllers.
No way. No way. Who the hell? Shh! Shut! Who is that? What are you doing, lady? Stop putting things together that don't exist. What is that about? Who's that lady? Who has the time of day to put things like that together? Because it wasn't me. Shh! Shut up! Now, that was some lady that did that, like I just said. It was not me. I don't know why she's putting words together and covering things, and clearly she got a lot of time on her hands. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know who that lady is and why would she do that, because that's not true, bro. Shh! Shut up! Doesn't mean because letters are in another word that you're trying to put something together there, bro. You didn't put nothing together. You was just moving your fingers around on the screen. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game. I ain't got you. Know what it is. Shh! Shut up! But I tell you one thing. If I see somebody playing around with words in other countries and putting words together that don't exist, how did you do that?
Okay, so this is some raw footage off a friend of mine from Florida, Keith Aloha from Florida. If you don't know who he is, go and check him up on Facebook. Keith Cameron Smith, absolute legend, great content creator. But as you can see here, the trajectory of the rocket doesn't seem to be going straight up, you know, like a ballistic missile. They go up, over, and down. Hey, and check out, this is the first ever television picture from space. And guess what date this was taken? Seems like they like this day. Is this a joke? And hey, completely irrelevant, did you see these nice little numbers on the guys that were assisting the astronauts into their places? Can't help but notice these numbers popping up all the time on the world stage. I mean, come on, did you watch the footage of the takeoff? You can't tell me that that wasn't dodgy. You see, one thing you need to realize is that NASA in Hebrew means to deceive or to beguile.
I noticed that after the takeoff, as soon as they, I guess, left the Earth atmosphere, that's always when the camera switches, and it was so obviously CGI. Like, it, I don't know how anybody can believe that crap.
Just like in the Bible, Eve was beguiled by the snake. But hey, yeah, you just keep believing these cartoons that they keep giving you. You know, adults believe in the globe and children believe in Santa. But hey, this was all just for entertainment. Clearly the moon mission's real and they just love going to space on April the 1st. Nothing to do with them mocking us and calling us fools. Nothing to do with that at all. I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
I died yesterday, but I'm still alive.
You died yesterday.
Yeah, because I was really old because I died.
Oh, you died because you were old?
Yep.
Oh,
Because that was from yesterday, but I'm still alive.
that's good.
Because you're my new friend.
I'm your new friend?
Yep. You're my mom.
Yeah, I'm your mommy.
You're my new mommy. I wish I could be a pirate again.
You do?
Yeah.
When were you a pirate?
I was a long time ago when you weren't alive, and then I shrunk into a little kid. And I never could be a pirate again.
What did you just say about my daddy?
I said daddy.
You were my daddy?
Yeah. Your daddy turned into a kid. So, he didn't die.
He didn't die? Oh, he turned into Oliver?
Yeah. Silly goofy.
What do you think, active imagination, or is there something to that? I don't know. I don't think kids lie about certain things. Like they don't have the capacity to form elaborate stories in most cases. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you know this. We just did the scientific testing on something called the Buga sphere, B-U-G-A. It was found in Colombia, and it's an extraterrestrial sphere about this big that got near a power line and shorted out, and now a friend of mine in Mexico City has it. That device we tested, it is 12,560 years old. Wow. We carbon dated it from some resin material around in some of these little portals around the center, like the equator of this sphere. And it's an anti-gravity free energy device, and it's now in civilian hands. So we're trying to do the studies on this. We've done CAT scans, we've done the metallurgy, and if your viewers just look up Buga sphere, B-U-G-A sphere. I was just addressing 8,000 people at their National Auditorium in Mexico City about this. And that's the most astonishing physical artifact ever recovered that covert programs haven't stolen and taken into their possession. Now, when I was there with a member of Congress, Congressman Burleson, in June of this past year, about 9 months ago, there was someone who tried to break into the vault and steal it. And we've identified that person as somebody who works for the criminal cartels, although he was embedded with the federal police of Mexico. So we know that this is a very high value artifact. But they're all flying around. I mean, we have 11 or 12 videos of these things. Now, only one of them became malfunctioned when it got bumped up against a power line and landed. So that's the one we have.
So are they information gathering objects, possibly? Have you be able to determine that and maybe gathering information from these ETs?
It's a little ominous, but I think they're all getting activated right now because they're sensing a geophysical instability.
Let me ask you this. Has there been any communication? Have they communicated verbally or whatever way they communicate with anybody here to tell us about them, or, you know, where they exist, where they came from, anything? Has there been any communication that you know of?
Yeah, there's been quite a bit, actually.
So I don't know about you guys, but to me that looks like a bunch of witchcraft symbolism. Like in my opinion, I think that's 100% demonic, and he's just trying to help push the alien agenda. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
No one has any clue what it is. I'm trying to make sense of it myself. Is that some sort of, that's not a foam finger that got caught up in the rainstorm, is it?
Always with wings, maybe?
Is that a balloon covered in dish soap? For those of you listening on the radio stream, I'd have to estimate it's about the length of one's leg. It touched down at about the first and second base split, halfway between the bags, and has now taken a course across the infield behind the mound over to third base side foul territory. It looks like a giant ice cube you might have pulled out of your fridge. Head groundskeeper Patrick Coakley, otherwise known as Irish, has come to scoop it up.
I've watched this a few times, and the only logical explanation I can come up with is that somehow stirring this water, she can see entities peeking in through another dimension.
I'm sharing some faces and imagery that I got in my attempts at it. So how does this work? Well, you need a light source like an oven light, a silver pan with water filled about a quarter of the way, a spoon or something to stir the water, and a phone to take photos mid-action. Let's look at the grizzly bear I got. I agitated the water, I took photos on live, and I'm going through them frame by frame until I see something recognizable. Now, mine fail in comparison to more experienced photographers whose work could easily be mistaken as AI generated, but they are very real. A friend of Hans told me to keep up the work, as Hans said he would help in spirit before he passed. I got this hand in the water when I thought of him. Hans suggests that this is a type of spooky action at a distance.
Now we all are going to be staring into the pot all the time. What do you think about these faces that she's been able to create? Where do you think they're coming from? Leave it in the comments. Yet another sphere. This one was captured at a music festival, the Tecate Pal Norte Festival in Monterrey, Mexico. Seen by quite a few people. Some thought it was a joke. But, I mean, what's a joke when you see something like this flying through the air with, like I said, no clear propulsion? Now, is this like from our adversaries? Possibly, could be. Does China have some type of technology like this? That also could be the case. My personal opinion, I think these things are some type of scouter craft, a scouter drone that comes down and just gathers information. Now, to gather it, it has to report back to something, whether it's something higher up. Sometimes these things come in threes, where one reports to the other. They act like repeater antennas. Here you see just another angle of this sphere flying over the event. Many people witnessed this, so I'm sure lots of footage is gonna come out on this. And what do you think? Who do you think these things are from? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Unanswered Universe.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it. What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild.
I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code? I wish there were something secret I could manifest. 322, secret number? There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it.
Sim Russert, the moderator of Meet the Press and NBC's Washington bureau chief, collapsed and died early this afternoon.
Kind of makes you wonder, eh? But yeah, man, I wish there wasn't the guideline issue, because there was a bunch of clips I would have really liked to show you guys, but unfortunately I can't have them on this platform. I'm considering stockpiling them all, and then maybe eventually can maybe start up a Twitch or something where there's a little bit more freedom. But yeah, I don't know. We'll think about that in the future. But I'm going to wrap it up for today. Hope you enjoyed and made it to the end, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Peace.